Welcome friends, join me today as we make over my patio. The weather here in Charlotte has been warming up beautifully over the past few weeks. We've been spending so much time outdoors. So I decided it was finally time to give our patio a major refresh for the spring and summer. Because if I'm being honest, the space was completely neglected over the winter. I still had all my fall pillows on all the cushions. Most of the plants were dead. Everything was covered in a thick layer of pollen. It was all looking pretty sad. But I had a vision of turning it into a cozy European-inspired retreat, a space that felt relaxed and layered and actually inviting to spend time in. So join me as we transform this patio into the outdoor space that I've been dreaming about. So here's a look at where we started. There were dead plants and empty containers everywhere, a layer of pollen. It's hard to see on camera, but it was coating everything, giving it all this green yellow tint. There was bird poop on the ground, toys scattered about. We had a long ways to go to get to the relaxed European vibes I was going for. Whenever I tackle a project like this, I always like to start by collecting inspiration so I can get a better feeling for the direction that I want to take things. So here's some of what's inspiring me. I found myself really drawn to a calming color palette, one with lots of layers and greenery, whites and purples. There's something very cooling about it, which I know as we get to the heat of summer, I'm going to be craving. I especially loved this combo that had pops of blue and pink. To me, this really encapsulated kind of the whimsical, cottagey vibes that I wanted to go for. So keeping that vision in mind, I got to work. Before I could start any of the pretty bits, our patio was in desperate need of a good cleaning. So I removed all the dead plants and furniture so I could deep clean those, give myself a blank slate to work with. I wasn't kidding about the pollen. Look at this. And honestly, it was even more dramatic in person, just a layer coating everything. Now, we had hired a power washer to come and give the entire house a proper cleaning, so I just wanted to prep the space. So I got out my leaf blower and tried to remove all the leaves, the collected debris that had been gathering on the floor, just so nothing would get in the way. But then I turned my attention to the furniture. Unfortunately, the cushions on these chairs don't have zippers, so you can't really remove them to wash, but I did at least detach them from the chairs so I could spray them down separately. I believe we're going on year 5 now of owning this patio set, and I have to say it's held up pretty well. I love the look of it. It's very comfortable and we get a lot of use from it. But I will say I do feel like these cushions are on their last legs. A couple of years ago, we had a squirrel come through one night that ripped holes in a couple of the chairs looking for stuffing. So now I just flipped those upside down, which has worked, but we will probably still need some new cushions soon. I haven't decided yet if I want to try DIYing them or maybe find somewhere that does custom cushions. They don't fit like your standard cushion sizes, so we would need something custom. So let me know if you have experience doing either, because that's definitely something that's on my radar to do sometime in the next year. But for the time being, I feel like we're probably good for one more season at least, and spraying them down, cleaning them up made a huge difference. I just left everything out to dry overnight about 15 feet away from the house so that nothing would be in the way while the power washer came next morning. Well, the power washer came through this morning and look at the difference it made. Even our siding, I swear, is like several shades lighter. This is one of those things that I'm not sure exactly how well it shows up on camera, but in person made the biggest difference. And literally over the course of 24 hours, our patio went from feeling just crusty and gross to fresh and clean and feeling new. But then once everything was dry, I put all of our furniture back, and then over the course of the next couple of weeks, I started potting up all of the plants that I picked up from my many trips to the garden center. There's nothing quite like greenery to really soften up an outdoor space, make it come to life. So I picked up a combination of flowers, herbs, a few trailing vines. I used a mixture of different pots and planters, some terracotta, some concrete, because I feel like it really gives those cozy, collected vibes that you see in like a European courtyard. So for herbs, this is actually my, I think it's 2nd or 3rd season doing a patio herb garden. And honestly, I love how convenient it is being able to step outside while I'm cooking, grab some fresh herbs to add to my meals. This year I planted thyme, basil, sage, dill, and sweet mint, and I also got lucky because my rosemary actually survived from last year, so I was able to just clean that one up and give it a bit of a refresh. Now for flowers, I picked up mostly annuals because we did have a handful of perennials that came back from last year. I love what annual blooms add because they look beautiful and are in bloom basically all season long. I leaned really heavily into whites and purples with just a few soft pops of pink, although I actually tried adding some yellow flowers too, but you'll see once I started styling everything together, I realized I just wasn't obsessed with how they looked on the patio, so those ended up getting replanted elsewhere in the garden. Now a little pro tip, whenever I'm planting containers like this, I always like to use potting mix instead of regular garden soil because it holds moisture so much better in pots, which especially in our North Carolina heat is critical. I also like adding in this biotone when planting too because it gives everything a really good starting feed and helps to stimulate root development. And I'm all for anything that will give my plants the best possible opportunity to thrive. But let's be real for a moment here. Even though I did have a handful of my perennials come back from last year, I did have one major plant casualty. I've now lost 2 distillums in this exact same pot, and I'm here to say I'm officially giving up. I think all of my other perennials came back, but distillums, they're just determined to die on me. So I decided to go with a different shrub this time around. I planted this Fairytale Bride hydrangea, which I'm obsessed with. It's not blooming quite yet, but the flowers on this thing are absolutely gorgeous. I'll try to put a picture on the screen here. So I'm really hoping that this one likes its new home. Okay, but then with everything potted up, I started styling all the plants, and it is crazy how bringing the plants onto the patio just instantly made the space come alive. I didn't have an exact plan on where I wanted everything to go, so I just played around with things a bit to see what I liked, although I did know that I wanted all of the herbs to go on this narrow shelf. That way they'd be right by the door, easy to grab. So I styled those alongside a handful of flowers, my watering can, this solar-powered lantern, as well as some empty pots and saucers. Then I put these trailing vinca vines in this DIY macrame wall hanging I made a few years ago. This has been one of my all-time favorite DIYs. I love the vertical element that it adds and does a great job of breaking up this big empty wall. Then as I was adding my pincushion flower back, this was a perennial that came back from last year, I was met by quite the surprise. A little toad came out to say hi. I was a bit startled, but he was really cute and just kind of hopped away after a minute. When he did, I added another plant and solar lantern to fill out the corner. I did a similar grouping of 3 in this corner here, trying to use plants in a variety of colors, textures, and also heights as well. And speaking of height, I wanted to add some on the side table here, so I added this lavender that's grown on a standard, as well as this sweet white flower. And here you can kind of see what I mean with the yellow flowers. I feel like they made the siding just read really yellow, and just the corner had this cast to it that I didn't love. I said when we were doing the inspiration that I wanted to go for cooling, calming colors. This felt like it was kind of doing the opposite, so I ended up just removing that and sticking with the lantern and pots. I want to share this really easy DIY I did. I used these clear command hooks and just attached one to the back of this folio basket I have. I believe this is from Target. I've had it for a few years, but I just attached it to the door at the height that I wanted, filled it up with some trash bags to add stability, and then I added in 2 about half full cups of water. And I got out, these are 2 bunches of sea lavender that I picked up at Trader Joe's. These are one of my favorite blooms because they very much so have that soft, romantic feeling. But what I love about them especially is that when they dry, they look basically the same as they do fresh. So I cut them down to the size that I wanted. It did take a few tries, but my plan is basically just to not change out the water or to do it very infrequently and to kind of let them dry like that. I love little touches like this that are so easy but add a hint of romance to your space. And we also needed a new doormat, and I love this one I found that has sort of European cafe vibes. You'll see when we add in the pillows fit the color scheme perfectly. And then of course I had to add a little whimsy to the patio too. I found these little cast iron bugs when I was at the antique mall the other day. There's a butterfly, a ladybug, and I just nestled them in pots where there were some little gaps that I could fill in. I love little details like this that just bring the magic. I think they're so sweet, and my 2-year-old son is obsessed with them as well. Okay, then I wanted to show you another really easy DIY I did. I wanted to add labels to all my herbs so I could keep track of what I had, and because I felt that it would really bring home that cottagey herb garden aesthetic. So I picked up these copper plant labels from Amazon, a metal stamping kit, and then I used a rubber mallet to hammer each letter into the tag. This project was so easy. I just started with setting out all of the letters that I would need for each label. Then I figured out what the middle letter or letters would be in each word. Started there, that way I would have a nicely centered tag, and then worked my way towards the edges, pounding each letter in. Now of course I could have just written in permanent marker on the labels, but I was concerned about that wearing off over time. Plus I just love the timeless look of hammered metal. I am obsessed with how these came out, although I promise they're a lot easier to read in person. They were just reflecting on the camera like crazy. But then I just added each label to the appropriate pot, and I think it's so fun how they have an almost botanical garden-esque feel to them. And to style up the space, I just added a few more touches, like this succulent basket with dried florals. It is the perfect addition for the top of this shelf. I also brought out our new and freshly washed throw pillows. I love these gingham ones that I picked up last year with the scalloped edge, so cute. And then I added in this larger white one for a little scale variation and texture. These were both from last year. They held up really well, but to help keep things fresh, I did pick up a couple of new pillows as well. I think the floral on these is really sweet. They have a cute bow detail on the side too. Now I did take a second to pop off the tags from these because I do feel like that's one thing that just brings down the styling of any throw pillow. But I thought they worked really well in this space and provided a nice contrast to the gingham. And to make this ottoman a bit more functional, I added this nice large scalloped tray to the center and styled it up with a few fresh blooms, some homemade lemonade, of course using herbs from our herb garden, and some homemade lemon blueberry cookies so we can enjoy a relaxing evening winding down on our beautiful new patio. All right, well, our patio is complete, and I really think that this might be the best it has ever looked. I love the color palette we went with, all the layers, the different types of foliage, and some of the fun details we were able to add as well. I don't know about you, but I'm a sucker for a good before and after, so why don't we rewind quickly, take a look back at where we started. This was our patio before. And this is what we've transformed it into. Here's what it looks like now. So I hope that you enjoyed coming along for this project, that maybe it's given you some ideas for how you might be able to breathe life into your outdoor spaces, turn them into a little outdoor retreat, if you will. Let me know in the comments, what was your favorite part of this project? I would love to hear from you. But as always, friends, thank you so much for watching, for being here, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye, friends.